Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Artist Growth Masterclass. This is a proven system that helped me sell over 6,000 pieces of art without agents, hustle, or burnout. This is backed by over 20 years of marketing wins across 10 different industries. So I want you to imagine something before we get started. Imagine waking up to sales in your inbox, art collectors buying while you sleep, and your work hanging in the homes across the country. That's been my reality. And today I'm going to show you the exact systems that make that possible. So, meet your coach. I am an entrepreneur first and an artist second. Before I ever sold a piece of art, I spent over 20 years running a marketing consulting company. I had worked across more than 10 different industries, studying patterns, building systems, and helping businesses grow. When I turned that knowledge into my art, I built a 7-figure brand. So now you're not just learning from an artist who figured it out, you're learning from an entrepreneur who has built and sold businesses, coached executives in over 10 different industries, and that is the reason why the system works, because the learning of all these patterns and incorporating them into my art business. It's not guesswork, it's proven strategies adapted for artists. So, what you'll walk away with in the next hour, listen, I know why you guys are here. You do not want to hear ideas. You want to walk away with today some knowledge, and that's what we're going to go through. In the next hour is totally about clarity, confidence, and proven steps that you can implement immediately. Most people think you need a giant following, tech wizardry, or an MBA in art for online. None of that's true. I'll break into 3 simple proven steps even a complete beginner can use with no overwhelm and just results. So stick around. Here's what you're going to learn. Here's a simple promise I'll make to you right at the beginning. By the end of this webinar, you'll walk away with 3 powerful action steps that you can start using immediately. Even if you don't have a big following, any tech skills, or years of experience. Action item number 1 will be all about content that attracts collectors, not just likes and not just engagement, actual buyers. Action item 2 will be all about pricing with confidence. Most artists guess at pricing, which either leaves money on the table or scares buyers away. I'll show you the simple system that makes pricing feel natural. And then action item number 3 is all about turning real conversations into repeat buyers without feeling salesy or awkward or all the things that come by doing sales. And here's a kicker. I will show you how these 3 moves connect to a bigger system that I have. It's the same system that I've already used to help multiple artists. It's the one that I put together after over 5 years of being in the business and have sold thousands of pieces using it. So stick around. You're not only going to learn the what, but you're going to learn the how it all fits together. Okay, let me give you a backstory here on this testimonial that I have. Before working with me, Jay was stuck. Her originals sat unsold for weeks, and she was starting to doubt if her art would ever sell outside of a gallery. That frustration for her was super heavy. It felt like all her effort was going nowhere. So I showed her how to turn some of her unsold originals into limited edition G-clay prints, museum grade prints with optional hand embellishments. So that was like an upsell from the G-clay print. Let's do some hand embellishments on there and offer that as well. Within days, the print run all sold out because she did a limited run of that. And she also had about 5 or 6 embellishments. And then the original sold too. The result, she went from doubting herself to waking up with sales in her inbox and finally felt like a true business owner with momentum on her side. So, four quick agreements before we begin. Before we dive in, I just want to set the tone here. First, there is no fluff. I'm not here to waste your time with theories or hype. Everything I share has been tested in the real world and has proven to work. It's worked for me and it's worked for dozens of other artists that I work with. Second, stay engaged. The more you lean in, take notes, ask questions, the more you'll get out of this. If you do have questions, please let's wait to the end. I will be staying after to answer any questions that you have. Third, this takes work. I can give you the roadmap, I can give you the tools, but you've got to drive the car yourself. Nothing changes without action. And finally, there are no magic pills here. This isn't about overnight success. It's about smart, consistent steps that stack up to real growth. If you can agree to these four things, you'll walk away here with clarity and momentum. Okay, who this training is for. You may be thinking that right now. This training isn't just for one type of artist. If you're just starting, maybe you've sold only a few pieces here or there, but it's not consistent. You may be thinking something like, I know I'm good, but how do I actually get people to buy? If you're a semi pro artist, maybe you've sold some work, but it feels like luck sometimes. Maybe one of your social media posts work, maybe the next one fall flat. You might be thinking something like, why is it so hit or miss for me? And if you're a gallery artist or a professional artist, you already know what it's like to give away 50 or 60% of your profit in sales. You're probably thinking something like, how do I scale this without giving up control? No matter where you're at, what I'm teaching you today is about one thing: consistency, confidence, and control. So you will finally feel like the business side of art that you're doing is actually working for you and not working against you. So let me pause and clear up some myths holding artists back. Myth one: you need a giant following. The truth is, one real collector beats 10,000 random likes. Myth two: you need to go viral. I will be teaching you and giving you tools that will give you the greatest success to go viral. But the truth is, one smart, authentic post can spark a collector relationship. Consistency is much more important than just going viral. And myth three: you need gallery approval. The truth is, I've sold thousands of pieces without giving up any percentage point of commission. Direct to collector works, especially online. Myth four: you need to be on every single platform. The truth is, one clear page with the right offer can bring you steady sales. That's one clear website, by the way. Myth five: you need to be tech savvy. The truth is, you can click, drag, and type, then you can set up a clean professional website. The bottom line: believe me, these myths will keep you stuck. Believe in the truths, and you'll realize that this is doable, and it's doable right now. Okay, a little bit about me. My name is Mark. I wasn't born into the art world. I am an entrepreneur turned accidental artist. I built my way in. When I first moved to Key West, my plan was to keep running my marketing consulting business. But deep down, I felt like I wanted to create something more personable, something more that I could do with my own hands, something where I could work directly with customers and not with other businesses. So I started the Backyards of Key West brand as a side project, as an experiment. And at first, it was just photos of homes down here and beaches and local landmarks and chickens. Yeah, we've got tons of them down here. But then something unexpected happened. My audience began to ask if they can buy any of those photos or if I could turn them into art. So that pushed me to pick up my digital paintbrush and I began to create art. All of my art starts as a photograph. I created a special tool and I paint directly on top of the photo with a stylus in my computer. But then what? I needed, people wanted them printed on canvas so they could hang them in their house. So I needed to now figure that out. My first real break came when I was at an event for my son's school, and someone came over to me and said, "Hey, listen, I need some of your marketing help for my printing business." And my eyes lit up and I said, "Printing like on canvas?" He said, "Yes." We did a deal where I would help him with marketing and he would teach me how to print on canvas. And voila, I had my first product. That moment taught me that you do not need to be born into the art world. You can build it in your way. And if I can do it, so could you. So back in 2019, I posted my very first finished piece online, which is the one you see there. And somebody wrote to me and said, "I'll buy that. I want it." I didn't have a big launch. I didn't have a big team, no fancy marketing plan, just a basic Shopify website that I created, a few different print sizes, and I went on my business instinct. And then they actually bought it. That moment changed everything for me. That it proved something I'll never forget, that with the right offer and the right audience, your art isn't just art. It can become income. It could be a way that you could transfer those feelings you have onto somebody else. For Backyards of Key West, my brand, our tagline is take a little Key West home with you. You could take your memories that you've created down here and bring them home with you. So now you're able to allow people to feel the emotion that you felt when you were creating it. Okay, so some hard lessons that I learned along the way. When I shifted into art, I figured my 20 plus years of business experience would mean I wouldn't stumble or make any mistakes, but I did make some painful ones. At first, I underpriced my art, and I was flip-flopping on pricing, so buyers kind of doubted the value, and my margins were super low, so I was selling but wasn't making that much. I also was using flat, lifeless photos, nothing of customers holding work, nothing of lifestyle photos, and that confused customers. I also underestimated email marketing. I did have emails that would go out to thank people when they purchased or if they put something in the shopping cart and left, but I missed out on all those repeat sales. The thing is now about 20% of my business comes from my email marketing. The good news is you do not need to waste the 5+ years like I did repeating these same mistakes. Today, I will show you the shortcuts that actually work. And if you want, the full step-by-step blueprint that I have will be waiting for you inside the course. So when I first started, I was juggling these clients that I had, and I was selling online, and I had my clients. But then there was a art fair that was going to happen, and you can get a booth on Duval Street down here in Key West. And I said, you know what the heck? Let me try doing one of these art fairs. So I set up a booth, and my wife and I were there for 2 days, and we sold out of everything. Luckily, a gallery that's a small local gallery here in Key West, the owner walked by and said, I love your work. We're going to do an artist of the month. I'd love to put your art in there. Well, needless to say, I sold out week after week for that month. And that made me realize, man, I need to go all in. So I called on my clients and I said, that little experiment that I was doing? Well, it's going to be my full-time job. I'm going to find you a new consultant. I let them all go and dove head first. What I started to do then was I began testing pricing models, fulfillment system, different advertising, and I built a structure around my art. Today, here's what it looks like. I sold thousands of pieces online and in store. I have a thriving art gallery down here in Key West, and I'm selling 24/7 online while I sleep. This gives me more time to create, more time with my family, and the life that I've designed on my own terms. And I want y'all to feel and have that too. It's important for me. This is why I created this course, to give back to the community, because so many people can do what I'm doing and so many people are talented. They just get tripped up. The exact path that I did is possible for you. No overnight success, no luck, but both are done. Everything is done with the right system and the right steps. So when I looked this up, it really broke my heart. 99% of artists never actually make a living from their art. Not because they're not talented or not because you don't care, but because you get stuck in broken patterns. There's a couple of types of artists that are out there. You have the hope driven artists. They contact an art gallery, maybe email, maybe cold call, and you hope that you will get a call back and get asked to be in your gallery. You'll set up a booth, maybe like I did. You'll bring your work and you hope that maybe you sell out or at least cover the cost of the show. Maybe you're posting online, but randomly, praying something will go viral, or you'll have that one big sale that people will reach out to you and DM you, maybe. But hope is not a strategy. Then you have the shortcut artists. They cut corners, no pricing models, no systems, no audience building. And when sales don't come in, they burn out and quit and say that it's everyone else's fault, but it's not the fact that they didn't have the right systems. You also have the stuck artists. You stay trapped in the starving artist myth. You think that struggling is proof of authenticity, when in reality, it's just a lack of structure. This is the moment where you realize it's not for you and you quit. It's the systems you've been following or not following that's the problem, not you. What I'm about to share flips the script and it will change things for your life as an artist. Today's class is about giving you the systems that will take you out of the 99% and put you in the 1% so you can thrive. So let's get real about who this workshop is for and not for. Some of you are exactly in the right place, and some of you may not be. If you're ready to treat your art like a real business, um, go all in and really put forth the effort, you will want a step-by-step system so you can stop guessing. If you're open to different strategies and coaching, then this is definitely for you. If you're looking for a magic overnight success button, if you're not willing to put in the time or effort, or if you'd rather just wait around and hope galleries will contact you and you'll get super lucky, then this is probably not for you. Here's the truth, though. If you're still listening right now, it means down deep, you know that this is exactly what you need and that you're in the right place. Because most people who have left already are the ones that are in the who this isn't for category. So I want to be super clear. Again, this is not for everyone. If you're here because you're serious about treating your art like a real business, this training is for you. If you're hoping for that magic button, you're really not wanting to put in that effort, you do not want to put in the work, it's okay. But this workshop are not for those people. It's for the ones who are ready to step up. If you're still watching right now, chances are you know where you are and where you belong. You want to sell consistently. You want real strategies that successful artists have used in their business. And you want a system that is designed to give you fast wins that you can apply today. At this point, you're ready to get the 3 action items. We're ready to get into the knowledge right here. So let's kickstart your art business for growth. If this is you and you're ready, drop a yes in the chat. I see some yeses coming in. All right, let's do it. We are ready to get going. Okay, action item number 1. Here is the first big truth. Posting random art and praying it sells is not a strategy. Social media is not a lottery ticket. It's a magnet. And if done right, the right post attracts buyers, not just likes. So think of every post like a door, right? Most artists put up doors with no signs and then wonder, why is no one walking in? They write caption and the right hook. That's the sign on the door. Think about that. If you have a door with nothing on it, nothing happens. But if you have the right caption, the right call to action, the right hook, that's the sign on the door that tells buyers to come in. The five principles are the backbone of this. If you only post occasionally, you'll stay invisible. But if you follow these strategies, strangers who never heard of you can discover you and will buy. I can only give you the little outline here. Um, but inside the course, I give the exact caption templates, the posting scripts, and my 10-10 video checklists. So you don't need to waste hours guessing on what to post. This is how you will turn your business into a real system. So again, it's using keywords, short and punching videos, consistency, and posting with purpose. These are the first action items for you today. All right. Call to actions that convert. Here's a little sneak peek here. Likes and views do not equal sales. Well, what does, you're probably asking? Your call to action does. Without it, people just scroll by. Think of it like fishing. Your post is like the bait, right? But the hook is the call to action. Without the hook, you'll never reel them in. It's like you got bait on a string, you need the hook to catch them. With it, you turn attention into action. So maybe it's as simple as this piece sold in 4 minutes. Click the link to see what's left, or comment your favorite scene below. These small nudges turn browsers into buyers. Now, I'm just giving you a little outline over here. Inside the course, you get the exact caption templates, the scripts, the plug and play CTAs, which are the call to actions. So you'll never wonder what to write. You can just copy and paste what sells. Everything you do video wise must have a call to action. That's why these four are some little sneak peeks into things that work. The short video with the curiosity caption, the educational posts, the short testimonial ones, the social proof. If you want to take a screenshot of this, you can do. I'll wait for a second here before we move on. All right, let's go. So, real strategy that builds buyers. Most artists think social media is about showing your work. Well, that's not necessarily true. It's about stopping the scroll. Without a hook, people swipe right past you. Think of the reel like your reel or your video like a short story. The hook is the headline that makes you open the book. The story is the chapter that gets you invested, and the call to action is the ending that tells you what to do next. Without all three, your video is incomplete. So here's a hook. This painting started as a photo I snapped in Key West. Then you tell the short story of how it came to life, and then you end with something like, want to see the finished piece? Click the link in bio. That's the formula. Inside the course that I have, I give proven hooks word for word. The same ones that drove direct messages, DMs, and sales, and even viral reels from my social media. No guessing, just copy and paste. All right. Here's the big truth, everybody. Growth doesn't come from posting randomly. It comes from momentum, and momentum comes from consistency. You do not need to post 10 times a day, even though that's still good. Just 2 to 3 short strategic video posts each week is enough to build traction. So there are some different formats that work. You can do FAQs, which are answer the questions buyers are already asking. You've got some teaching tips so you can show a small part of your process or behind the scenes. You can do videos of testimonials, Let your collectors do the selling for you. You can show results, like show a piece that just sold and shipped. You can do case studies where you tell the story of one buyer and how you inspired them. So, those are just a couple little brief tips that I'm giving you here. But imagine if you did this for 90 days straight. It's not a theory, it's a system. This is how you attract steady buyers without burning out. Okay, so action item number 2, why pricing matters. Let me ask you, have you ever hesitated when someone asked your price? That hesitation is the fastest way to lose a sale. If you're guessing, the buyers can feel it. Think of it like a restaurant menu. If there's only one option, buyers will hesitate. But if there's a starter, then you have your main dish, and then you have specials, right? You have the chef specials of the day. People will find their fit. And there's no difference when it comes to your art. Prints are your entry point, like appetizers. Mid-tier framed or embellished pieces, that's your sweet spot. That's your main dish. And then originals are your premium chef specials. Different tiers let every type of buyer say yes. Let me give you a little example here. What if someone loves your work, but they cannot afford your original? Without a mid tier, you lose them forever. With a mid tier, they buy now and come back for more later. Inside the course, I will give you all of my full pricing worksheets, my case studies from artists just like you, and the exact system I use to raise my prices year after year without losing a single buyer. All right, now let's make this practical for you, okay? This is what your pricing structure should look like. Think of it like Netflix is another good example. You've got basic, standard, and premium. Different people want different levels of access. It's the same exact idea here. Some buyers want a print, others want a frame piece or an embellished piece, and some others want originals. When you give buyers options, you remove hesitation. Instead of wondering if they can afford you or wondering if they can ever afford you, they can step into the ladder at the level that fits them best. So here's a little quick win for you to do. Take your bestseller. Maybe you've already sold it, or maybe you have it, a photo of it or a scan of it, and sell it as a print. Maybe add a framed option for you. Add the original as the premium tier and add your print as a secondary tier. Suddenly, every type of buyer has a way to say yes. Inside the course I'll show you some real examples from artists who doubled their sales just by adding the mid tier, plus the exact worksheet that tells you what to charge for each tier. Action item number 3, the best piece of art in the world will not sell if no one can find it. Visibility is oxygen for your business. Think of your website or your social media profile as a storefront window. If it's cluttered, confusing, or hidden, people will walk past it. If it's clean and inviting, people will step in. A clear photo and one simple button, shop the collection, is like flipping the open sign. Buyers will know exactly what to do. And here's a secret I have for you guys. Collectors don't just buy art, they buy the collector. They buy the collection of work. They buy you and who you are. A warm reply to a comment, sharing a story behind a piece. That's what turns browsers into buyers. So, what I want you to do, a little quick win for you today, is pick one weak spot and fix it this week. Maybe upgrade a photo, maybe tighten up your bio, or maybe check your site speed. Small little tweaks equal big results and big wins. Inside the course, I gave a full website checklist and copy and paste messaging of different scripts that make this simple. So you do not need to waste time guessing what to do and how to fix it. Let me give you a little example over here, guys. On my website, which I'm showing you over here, when you're going to be contacting people and reaching out to them and commenting, just you don't have to just show them your sales. You don't have to just try to sell them on everything. Try to give them free value. For example, I created this free Key West guide and I placed this into different marketing emails. So, like places to stay, foods to eat. This way, I'm sending out an email every single month. And guess what? And in doing that, I'm adding value to them. And I'm also offering some of my work, but it's not just buy constantly because you'll get a lot of people unsubscribing because of that. Okay. So most artists think growth comes from posting online, but real growth happens when you connect with people one by one. Relationships are the shortcut to trust. A collector who feels seen will buy again and again. People who believe in you, not just your work, will introduce you to a new audience. They will be your mini salespeople. Think of it like planting seeds. Every direct message, every DM, every coffee shop display, every follow up with a buyer is like planting a seed. Over time, those seeds turn into thriving garden. You got great tomatoes, they'll grow plump because of doing this. And this will help get more and more collectors. For the first 5 years, I replied to every comment on my social media platforms. I still am doing that today. Sometimes I can't get to all of them, but it's still something I'm always doing. So here's a little quick win for you. Don't overthink it, everybody. Send 2 to 3 messages this week to past buyers, to local partners, or even micro influencers in your area, asking them to if they want your work and they want to share your work. Simple, personable, and be warm with them. Don't just try to sell. Inside my course, I will hand you my 90-day roadmap with actual DM templates. So you don't need to stare at a blank screen and figure out what works. I've already put together what works, and it's easy as just pushing a button of copy and paste. So these 3 action items that we just covered, they work. They can absolutely spark sales for you right now. But here's the truth. If you stop here, you'll get some wins and then you might stall. That's what happens to most artists that I talk to all the time. Lasting growth doesn't come from 1 or 2 tactics, it comes from stacking dozens of proven strategies that I have for y'all. When they all work together, it builds a system. That's the system that I built. It took me 5 years after I got to a certain number of sales and a certain amount of customers and worked with so many artists. That's when I decided to build something that I can share with other artists out there. What I created, this entire thing is packed all into the art business foundational course that I have. So you can plug and play into the same system that I've created, that I use, that I am adjusting constantly without the wasted years or the trial and error. So let's talk about the course real quick. Quick wins spark momentum, but lasting success comes from a full system. That's these 3 phases that I've created. It's a giving you an overview of that system. Phase 1 is the foundation, which most artists will fail at this beginning point. They either never launch their store or they rely on patchwork methods like random social media posts and so on. Phase 1 gets you the setup so you could begin right away, whether it's a Shopify store or on Etsy or your Instagram or Facebook shops. You'll know exactly how to price and present your art so buyers will instantly get who you are. Phase 2 is attracting the buyers, right? Phase 1 was building the foundation. Phase 2 is attracting them. This is where strangers become collectors. You'll learn how to post with purpose, write captions that move people to buy, and even run a small ad campaign that will actually bring in returns. No more boosting posts or hoping. Phase two is the where the growth comes in. This is fulfillment and scale. Too many artists burn out once sales finally come in. This phase is about freedom, fulfillment, systems, automation, and a retention strategy that will let you scale without spending all of your free time packing boxes. These are the exact phases that took me from my side hustle into over 6,400 pieces sold and a thriving art business. And I will show you exactly how to implement every step inside the full course. So, Greg, I remember Greg very well, still work with Greg. He had a beautiful website, but no traction. Every time he posted his work on social media, it felt like he was shouting into the void. I'm sure some of you feel that way too. No comments, no shares, no sales. He was stuck and frustrating and ready to give up. He didn't want to do online anymore. He just wanted to work with galleries. And he said, that's it. I don't know. I don't believe in this online stuff. Once we began working together, Greg turned everything he learned into constant contacts and connections that he began to grow. Plus, the right kind of ads that he began to run attracted real buyers. Within weeks, his posts started gaining traction. Collectors were commenting and sharing, and guess what? They were buying. Today, Greg has made hundreds of different sales, all online, and finally feels confident knowing his art is being seen by the right people. Most important part there, the right people. Most artists aren't stuck because of talent. They're stuck because they never build the right system. Here's the hard truth. I'm sorry to say, but here it is. Talent gets you noticed, but it doesn't get consistent sales. Without a system, you end up chasing approval, chasing likes, chasing your tail. Relying on galleries means that you're giving up 50% or more. You're also giving up control because guess what? They decide where your art is. They decide if you should lower your price. They decide if they should even give you the people interested in your work but are not ready to buy. They hold on to all that information. Posting for likes may feel good, but it doesn't pay the bills. Guessing at pricing keeps you second guessing at your worth. And burning out at shows and fairs and those booths, setting them up, taking them down, only leaves you exhausted with very little return. I've seen this cycle repeated across hundreds of different artists. It's not about skill, it's not about structure. Without a framework, all of that passion just spins in place. That's why this training is different. I'm going to hand you the simple framework that takes you out of the stuck cycle and into momentum mode. This will help you and your art start to sell without the grind, and it starts to become a real business. Most artists don't fail because of talent, they fail because of missing systems. Age, tech skills, or even passion are not the problem. I'm tired of hearing people say, I'm too old or I'm not savvy enough. If you're afraid of tech and you avoid online sales or you're guessing at pricing, you'll lose buyers. Burning out at shows with little return, waiting for luck, this never builds momentum. This training breaks those traps and will give you the proven path to move forward. All right, this is a little testimonial from Lucy. Lucy's story is one that so many of you could probably relate to, relying on galleries and feeling stuck. Before, she was giving up 50% of her commission, no clue on how to sell online, or no clue on even if she was getting leads at the gallery she was in. She was doubting if this could ever work for her. After just a few modules, she launched her own site and saw collectors beginning to buy from her directly. Now she's in full control. She's confident and excited about her business again. This is the kind of transformation that happens when you follow a proven system. So I want you to think about this. If you tried to pull all of this together alone, you could do it. You totally can. But you, like I did, will spend thousands plus years of trial and error. A website designer, maybe 2 to 5K. A marketing coach, it's another couple thousand. Fulfillment help, 1,000 more. A copywriter with your emails, maybe even 1,500 bucks. I've done all of this and spent more than all of that. I know this because I have paid for it. And it's exactly why I built this program, to save you from burning all that time and all that money. Tonight, you're not going to pay anywhere near that. In fact, the number I'm about to reveal is only available for those of you live tonight. So stick with me, because in just a moment, I'm going to show you how affordable this actually is. It's not that 1988 price, and it's not that 997. Don't worry, I'm going to show you right now what it is. So, the Art Business Foundational course, you have 3 options. But let me ask you, why are you here? Why did you stick around? What are you doing here? This is the this webinar is full of people that are hungry to become artists and ambitious to do something, right? Yeah, I see yeses coming in here. You came here because you're trying to make something happen. What bothers me is that just coming here and consuming content isn't doing anything. You need to take action. I'm going to give you something right now. You can stop and leave the webinar right now. I'm going to give you the foolproof plan so you can have success right here, right now, and it's 100% free. You ready? Get ready. Write this down. It's very simple. You must have a comprehensive plan for posting on all 9 major social media platforms. You must do 100 to 200 hours of research on how to create winning content on these social media platforms. If you do that and you post 20 times a day on all these platforms, and you test and learn and test and learn, and you do this for years, you will be successful. You can do this yourself. You can, but you must at least do those 2 things. Or we can do it together if you follow my proven system. So here we go. Here's the number. I know that some of you are thinking, wow, this all sounds amazing, Mark, but what was this? Is this going to cost me? Well, when I started, I blew through over 10 grand just piecing this stuff together. That didn't also count the 20 years of experience working with different industries. I did ads that some worked, some didn't. A couple of things I did on my website flopped, and some vendors I definitely needed to fire and burn through some money with them. This is why I built this, so you do not have to waste time wasting all of those years and dollars. You can either keep doing this, keep doing the DIY that you've been doing, or you can pay the tuition of trial and error, right? It's over 10 grand. That's like college right there, figuring this out yourself. Or you can take the shortcut that I'm providing you. Normally at my program, it's $399, but because you're here live on a Sunday, spending all this time with me instead of watching TV and instead of relaxing, you're putting in the time here. I want to remove every excuse so that you can now take action. Tonight only, it's $299. And I need to be clear, everybody. This price and the bonuses are only for people in this webinar. When we close the session, the deal will close too. Go to the chat where you're at, and you can see right there, there's a link. That link, click on that link. It takes you to a web page. That page will bring you to a checkout where you can then make your payments. Okay. It's very easy. Let me show you real quick what this looks like. If you click on that link, it takes you here. This is where you'll put in your information. But if you're thinking you can't even afford $2.99, we got great options here. This Afterpay, this Affirm, this Klarna, this allows you to make payments over the next 12 months with small interest. You'll still pay under $29 per month. Or Afterpay and these other companies will give you 4 interest-free payments of 74.75 per month. That means you could pay under 75 bucks for every month for 4 months. I mean, really, it is kind of a no-brainer here if you think about it. So if you're ready to lock this in, the link is right there in the chat. Click on that link. It'll take you to that page, and let's do this tonight. After this closes, that's it. There's no more. Unfortunately, this is just the way it goes. If you are watching this in a replay, click on the button below. That will take you to that price. I am securing this price only for people who have been in the webinar before. If that's you, click on that button on the bottom and it will take you to that price. No one else can get that price. If you want to go to the Artist Growth Collective, which is our free group that we have, you come in here. You see, I have 156 people. The next time you click on this, there may be 200 people. At some point, I am going to close this down, not close it, but close down the ability for new people to come in. If you want to come in here and you do not want to go and pay the $2.99, that's fine. You can go right to the classroom and you can click on the Art Business Foundational course, which will be $3.99. And you could do that at any time. There's no payment option there. You got to pay that all at once. But if you don't want to do this tonight, you can do that. Here's a couple things. You can watch these modules, right? I have 8 modules and the bonuses. Each module is a little over an hour. You can watch it over and over again. You can watch it at your own pace. This is a go at your own pace, so there's no overwhelm. Things that we talk about in there, I have the ability to download the different plans. Everything is here for download, including the actual PDF here, the presentation that I go through. You could even download that and print it out. So again, I'm putting the link again in the chat. I will answer questions at the end. Click on that link. It takes you directly to the checkout page. Once you get to the checkout page, pick your options, you pay, you get instant access, you get access for life. One other thing I'm doing here is I know that some of you may be wondering, what if it doesn't work for me? That's fair. This is why I removed this risk entirely. You will get the 30 days to go through this entire course, use the tools, try the strategies. If you do not love it, you will get your money back. No questions asked, no guilt. This guarantee isn't just about refunds. It's about me proving that I stand behind what I teach. I wouldn't offer this if I wasn't 100% confident. There is no real risk here, everybody. Okay. This just, if when you sign up and when you pay, the real risk is missing out on not doing this, not the fact that it won't work. It will work for you. That's why I'm putting my money where my mouth is behind this. Again, the link for this is in the chat, or if you're watching this on replay, click the button below. Okay. This isn't one of those always open courses. Again, I showed you if you go directly to the Artist Growth Collective group and you, like, people are coming in already, and you go to the classroom, you will see it is $3.99. You can pay that at any time. Okay. But it's not always open at this $2.99 price. This needs to be for people that are in the webinar that took out the time to be here. The school group is brand new. This means that you have more access to me, more personal support. This is something that will not happen forever. I'll be honest, my time is limited and I'm already getting coaching clients that I'm doing one-on-one and group coaching clients. That takes up a lot of my time. Plus, I'm in the group talking to people while I'm in the gallery and I'm not dealing with customers. So as this group grows, I'll either have to raise the price, put a price to enter the group, or limit how many people can join. If you're in already, you will never have to pay. If you've paid for this course at $299, it will stay locked in at $299. As I am updating the course constantly, you will always be locked in at this introductory price of $299. You will get all the bonuses, and if you wait, the bonuses and the price will disappear. If you wait too long and you come in, don't get mad at me when you see that it's not $399 anymore. If you wait, it may be $499, maybe $599. It will go up as time goes by. Again, the link is in the chat right now, or if you're in the secret repeat of this, click on the button below and you can make the purchase right now at that $299 price. So let's build your art business together. You're not just buying lessons, you're buying a library. You can revisit this at any time. You can go as slow as you want. You have access to me, access to the worksheets, the templates. You can print all of these. Everything is highlighted and customized for your art business. And you will be joining a real community, not just a login page. This is the ground floor for access. I'm putting the link in there again. Get involved, be part of the Artist Growth Collective group, and let's make something happen over here. Again, the link is down below. Please click on it and join, and I will see you in the group. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to stick around for some any questions that people have that I'll answer. But other than that, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you in the Artist Growth Collective group.